Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. My name is Chris with Chiro Health and Rehab. Today we're going to talk about the concept of health first, really prevention being the best medicine. Um, it's interesting with the pandemic that's going on, there's so much emphasis on avoiding, right? Avoiding people, avoiding touching things, you know, cleaning this and that, anything we can do to avoid getting sick, right? But most of us aren't thinking or really talking about, well, what can we do to best equip our bodies to protect ourselves, whether it be this pandemic or anything else that we're dealing with. It's really interesting, and we're seeing this now, that people are going to extreme lengths to protect themselves and to keep themselves healthy. But this isn't anything new. It's been going on for a long time, right? People, when they're young and healthy, they work and they go and they do, and health sometimes gets put on the back burner. But then when we lose our health, we drop everything to get it back. We'll stop at nothing to get healthy again. We see this in all the time, every day. And so we need to shift our focus to that really now. It's also interesting when we just look at the top, say, 8 killers in the US right now, and really about 90% of the deaths that come from those, that's including viruses like the flu and now this new one, are almost completely preventable, right? Not just something that hasn't happened to us, but something we can do something about. Even the flu, for example, they did a study several years ago on just vitamin D supplementation. They found that individuals that supplemented consistently over several years almost had a complete 100% prevention of the flu, right? Nothing else even comes close to that, including avoiding people. And so what I'm really trying to get to with all of this is that health is your decision, right? You can do something about it. And our job is to help empower you and teach you how. Really, our health falls into 4 categories. Anything that might happen: the way that we eat, the way that we think, the way that we move, and the way that we rest. And we're going to get into more detail on these in the weeks to come. But everything that might happen or anything that you might do falls really into those categories. And again, we're seeing elements of this even in our own office now. People are working more from home, they're out of their routines, and they're experiencing more spinal dysfunction, postural stress on their body, they're stressed in general, and all of these things are driving up something called cortisol, the stress hormone. And cortisol really drives our health right into the ground. And so we need to take effort and do things to help mitigate it in each of those 4 categories. But the big takeaway or big tip, I guess, that I would have for today is first becoming aware. Take a step back, look at your day, look at your situation. Where is it not ideal? Where is it now not how you want it to be? Maybe it's been thrown out of whack because of the recent events, but where is your energy down? Where is your activity level? Is it not what it used to be or what you want it to be? How are you eating? Is it changed in many ways? Write that down first, right? Next step, I want you to write down, what would your ideal day look like? What would your energy look like? How would you be moving? What would you be doing? What would you be eating? Really close your eyes and hear the sounds and smell the smells and get a feeling as to what that would be like. Because that's the first step in really figuring out where you want to go with things. Again, my job is to help you get there. Last thing, and we'll talk about this more coming up, is a really neat tool called the Lifestyle Health Risk Assessment. Something we've used with a lot of patients, but really dives deep into this, helping to figure out the exact factors in your life that are pushing you away from health, and the very things that you can do with a clear, concise direction to get it back. So until then, start working on writing those things down. I know it's tedious, it seems silly and a waste of time, but if you look back months and years from now, you'll probably completely forget about the next 30 minutes that you might spend catching up on a Netflix show or working or whatever you're doing, but taking a moment to write these things down may be a turning point to change the direction of where things are going for you. Coming up next on upcoming video will be more detail on working from home. Until then, have a great day. Thanks for joining me today.